Dear learners, now you have successfully finished the lesson 2 and you know quite a bit about palliative care and you know about challenges implementing palliative care in healthcare services. And that's why I want to ask Stefan about the barriers to early palliative care and to palliative care general. What is your opinion? What are the greatest barriers to palliative care at this stage? In particular, when we think about neurological disease, maybe.
I think the greatest barrier are the physician and the nurses themselves, because they often do not know when to start palliative care in our neurological diseases. I guess, therefore, it is very important to train physicians and already students very early on in when they start palliative care, especially with other neurological diseases. It makes a difference when we talk about Parkinson's disease, like in these lessons, where palliative care services might occur much later in disease as compared to amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, where we have palliative care issues very early on because the time span of the disease is much shorter as compared to Parkinson's disease, where nowadays we can treat patients for 10, 20 years very easily. However, integrating palliative care knowledge in the early phase of the disease is very important because, from my experience, very often the relatives are dealing with palliative care issues in Parkinson's disease patients, but the patients are not so interested in thinking about death and dying because this is what they connect with palliative care. And it is our task to inform them that's much more than only death and dying.
Yeah, so if a patient comes to you and you have to talk about palliative care, how do you explain this patient what palliative care is about?
Palliative care primarily is the care in the advanced stage of the disease. It's not only in the dying phase, it's not in the end stage. And palliative care means that the patient and the relative, which we call the unit of care, the patient has the disease, but the relative must really cope with it, that the patient and the relative have a good life until the end. Palliative care is about life and not about death and dying.
Thank you very much.